Hello everybody, Dawn Master here. Got a Gearwrench tool haul, just one item. It is a Ratchet and 120 XP. Part number 81269, 3/8 inch XL Ratchet, 18 inch, 120 tooth, dual paw, or I forget, double stacked. So this is it right here. For the price, it was well worth it. It is the older style. I'm not a fan of the newer style. The newer style is sealed head, doesn't have the snap rings. The newer style 120 XPs are more like this, but I like the older style better. I've had better luck with it. I haven't had good luck with the new 120 XP 3/8 locking flex. Had to warranty it, then the new one I got is bent. So I stick with the older ones as long as they're making them. I have a quarter drive flex head, little guy that I love. It's just buttery smooth. On, off tells you, unlike Mako, doesn't say anything. But the reason I got this long 3/8 non-flex head is because I needed a good long 3/8 at home. Now these two, my Mako locking flex head, same length, and my snap-on fixed head comfort grip, dual 80, these two stay at work. I use these. There are instances where you don't want the flex head because it does have some play. Barring an engine over, this is better, the snap-on. That's why I bought this. This Ratchet's about 10 years old, and it's great. I love it. Used to have a red handle on it that wore out, and I got the dark titanium put on it a couple years ago. And that is a nice Ratchet, that snap-on. But I wanted something similar to it at home for getting into spots, you know, where you can't fit a big boy 1/2 inch or this guy. So I went with this Gearwrench option. Not a lot of aftermarket cheaper brands make a good long 3/8 Ratchet. Aries, I think, has one. There's a few brands, but they have a really thick head on them and a push button release. I don't like that. Because this, and I went with the 120 XP because it was on sale on Amazon. It was $50. You know, that's a quarter of the price, or even cheaper than going with a tool truck brand for at home. And breaking caliper bolts loose and stuff, this could come really handy. That's why I got it. Or getting on a smaller car, belt tensioner or something. Barring an engine over, smaller engine, even a smaller diesel engine in a pickup, works great. Haven't used it yet, but we're gonna go see if it can crack some really tight lug nuts loose without slipping teeth. But I love the 120 XP. I've never had issues with them. I've never broken the head in there on it, the gears. I was wishing it would have the older Gearwrench logo on there, not the new GW, but whatever. I did notice the shaft is a little bit wider on the Mako. I could be wrong. I do not have calipers with me, so I don't know what you guys think. I think the Mako is a touch thicker, and the snap-on, I don't know, they're really close. Snap-ons, I think the snap-on and the Mako are just a little bit thicker than the Gearwrench, which is expected. You know, $50 versus $250. But they all serve a purpose, and that's for leverage in tight quarters. And they'll work good. So they do offer this in the newer version. That's what I almost got, but it was a little bit more expensive. I think it was $10 more for the new Gearwrench 120 XP. That's got, I believe, a thicker shaft, thicker handle. At least it's slightly thicker up here, and then it tapers down like my locking flex head 3/8 that's at work. I should have grabbed it to compare it to this one, show you the newer style Gearwrench. I'm sure a lot of you have tried them. They are pretty nice, but the locking mechanism, the splines on the handle, they slip. These right here, they slip and they wear out, and then the locking mechanism doesn't work. That's what happened to mine after about a year of use. So I warrantied it and they sent me a new one, but the new one has a bow to it, which it still works, but after that I'm like, you know what, I don't like that new design. And I also had an issue with the new design 120 XP. The selector, forward and reverse selector, would jam up and you'd have to wiggle the anvil, where the older tried and true pair head snap ring style Gearwrench ones I've never had an issue with. Just like this one up here, stuff's gonna fall. Nope, strong magnet. Here's a 90 tooth, but they're really smooth. I really like how smooth the selector is. So this is a 90 tooth, really smooth. The Icon, I warranted this one because it kept jamming up. But I haven't been having that issue with this one, but it's a nice ratchet. But for a quarter drive ratchet, it's got a thick freaking head on it. The head is almost as thick as this 3/8. Now you compare the Gearwrench to the Icon. Look at that. I know a lot of you might not think much about this, but I mean, like, the thing I was working on today, this mattered. And that much space can make a big difference. And these snap ring style ratchets, that's why they're like that. So I believe the head thickness is very comparable to Matco. The Gearwrench and Matcos are very similar. And then Snap-on, way thicker. But the Snap-on is going to have a little bit more strength, bigger, thicker internals, but sometimes it's not all about strength, it's about access. You just want to get the job done, you know. If it does slip a tooth, warranty out the head kit, whoop-de-doo. You know, and then you get like this one, that's thick. The new style locking from Snap-on, I think it's even thicker than the old, yeah, it's even thicker than the old one. Like, they couldn't figure out a way to slim that down a little bit. Here's a regular Snap-on dual 80 versus the newer dual 80 locking. Like, that's too much. That's why I don't use this, and I brought it home. I brought it home from work because it's just too bulky. Yeah, it's smooth, but there's always a chance it's not gonna fit. So when it comes to 3/8 and quarter drive, I like slim. There's this old Armstrong Matco. I mean, it's probably going to be thicker than the newer Matco and thicker than the Gearwrench. No, it's pretty close, but way thinner than the Snap-on. It's a lot of space that you're losing. Not trying to bash on the brand. I think they're great, but you'd think that they would. I mean, their new Synergy ratchet, I guess it's a little bit thinner, but I don't think it's as thin as the Gearwrench and Matco. So that's kind of why I've been on the Matco train for ratchets and Gearwrench. I'm never against buying a Gearwrench when it's on sale online, or if I can find it in a store, so I go with it. But anyway, this is just the little home collection. And you know, I do have more ratchets for home. I got these, but I'm not opening them because I don't have a need to use them. you know, I might end up selling this set, or maybe we'll do a giveaway. I might give this set away when we hit 2,000. Every 1,000 subs, we'll do a giveaway, because I doubt I'll ever get to 3,000, but someone might get this set, a good subscriber. That's what's included. It's not flex head, but they're good ratchets to have. 80 tooth on the 3/8 and 72. Dual 80 technology, they call them on both, but it's not dual 80 on the quarter drive. It's dual 72. It's a marketing gimmick. So anyway, let me grab let's match it up with a Gearwrench. I was going to grab a Capri socket 3/8 drive to do this lug nut test, but we're going to grab a Gearwrench, make it fair. I'm going to grab a 3/3/4 or 19. We'll do a 3/4, same thing. I'll grab an extension just in case. The Jeep, I don't know what the torque is on those lug nuts. I believe I just put them on with this DeWalt, torqued them down, but we're gonna see how this does, cracking them loose, see if it's comfortable, see how it feels. And I did a tour of this cart of what all I got in it and the other drawers and everything, but for some reason it's struggling to upload, so you might see this video first, but be patient and you will get to see a new video of the collection in this cart. Kind of wish I saved up a little bit, waited a little bit, and went with the US General full drawer cart, but I can always trade this one in. I paid the extra 29 bucks to be able to return it, trade it up for 2 years. Might trade it up and get a full end locker for my Snap-on toolbox if I don't get a Master Series locker, but we'll see. Go see how this does breaking lugs loose. Alrighty, well that worked out perfect with that 3-inch extension. This is my Grand Cherokee 4.0 i6 with almost 400,000 miles. Hasn't skipped a beat. So we're gonna see how this does. Ooh, those are tight. Set this up for you guys. Alright, you guys can look at the bow. I know it's kind of a thin shank or shaft on this, but cracked them loose. Cracked that one loose. I want to see a tighter one. That's probably 100. That's probably like 140. Let's see if this one's any tighter. Oh. Gears feel good. Feels like a solid ratchet. I like it for the price. Nice and nimble, slim line. Maybe the lugs on that back one are tighter, so going to the back. I like that sound of that 120. Oh, those are way too loose. I must not have tightened those at torque those. I just did the rear axle bearing in this couple. I haven't driven it much, but yeah, they're probably torqued right. But yeah, I don't think, it doesn't feel like there's much flex in it. Maybe a little bit, but it seems to be going back to where it should. I've always liked Gearwrench's stuff. Yeah, it's still straight. So that's gonna be it for you guys today. And maybe we'll do some other fun videos. But that's the 120 XP, 18-inch, long handle, standard ratchet. So thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and have a good one. Bye.